Hey guys, so I thought today, since I just have a simple sort of everyday look on my face, that I'd show you guys how to take that day look and then turn it into an evening look. So whether that being you're gonna go out on a date with your boyfriend or you're going out with your friends for the night, whatever you may be doing, I'll show you guys how to take just your everyday normal kind of day look and then turn it into an evening look. So that being said, let's just jump right into this. So the first thing, I guess I'll start off by showing you guys what I did to just get this everyday look that I did on my face this morning before I went to school. So I started off by using the Urban Decay Pore Perfecting Primer, and I just kind of put that all over my face. After that, I went through with my MAC Moisture Cover Select Concealer, blended that out, and then I went over top of that with my Mineralized Skin Finish in medium. And then after that, I just kind of gave myself a bit of a bronzy look with my matte bronze MAC bronzing powder. And then the only other thing I did other than that was my eyebrows, and I put on mascara. So we only really need to do a few things to kind of bring this into more of an evening look. So I'm going to start off by doing the contouring first. I've got my Anastasia contour kit here. I'm not actually going out tonight, so I don't really care about this look lasting very long, but if you were wanting this to kind of last all night long, because I do have both the Mineralized Skin Finish and the bronzing powder kind of already on my cheeks here, just by going in with the powder contour kit probably isn't going to last very long, just because you've got that powder on top of powder on top of powder. It doesn't really have anything to totally sit to. So if you were wanting this look to last a little bit longer, I would definitely suggest going in with a cream contour. If you are wanting a more intense contour look, you can go in afterwards and set it with your powder contour. Otherwise, you can just set it with like a translucent powder or something like that as well. So I'm just going to use my powder contour today because I'm not actually going out, kind of lame on a Friday and staying in, you know. I'm gonna start off by taking these two colors here and just kind of mixing them together, and I am using my Sigma Large Angled Contour for that. And then I like to kind of squeeze the bristles together, and that just kind of helps give me a more precise, and then I let go to blend it out. Put it right in the hollows of my cheeks here. And then I'm also going to apply this to my temples. Okay, so now that I've done my contour, I'm gonna go in with blush. I'm thinking today, no, that's not the one I want. I'm gonna use my MAC Blush Baby, and then I'm gonna be using my Duo Fiber Powder Blush Brush from Sigma. This is the F15, and just applying this to the apples of my cheeks. So I'm gonna jump right into shadows here. I'm thinking kind of more of a smoky look, going in with like a lot of really light shadows. What happens when you're already wearing mascara, if you're gonna go in and apply light shadows, you're gonna start to see it on the lashes, and you don't necessarily want to be going over with mascara again, because then your lashes are just gonna get clumpy. So if I'm using darker colors, you're not gonna see that as much. So that being said, I think I'm gonna go in with my Naked 2 palette today. But before I do that, I am going to prime my lids. Where is my primer? Hello, primer, where did you go? Seriously though. Dude, where's my primer? Never mind. It was in front of my face. I'm just blind. So I'm gonna use my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and I'm just going to put 2 little dots on my lids, and I'm just taking my ring finger and blending this out. So now that I've got the primer down, I'm going to take Foxy, which is this color up at the top here, and I'm going to be using this as a base all over my lid. And the reason we want to apply kind of a lighter base shadow is it's just going to make it easier for blending out colors later. If we're just going on and putting those dark colors right over top of our sticky base, it's going to stick and you're not going to be able to blend them out. So by putting just kind of a light base shadow that's kind of similar to your skin tone all over, it's just going to make all of those colors easier to blend out. So now that we've got our base shadow down, I'm going to take Suspect, which is just right here. And I'm going to be using my Sigma E35 brush for this. And I'm just going to apply this into the crease. This is just going to act as a transition shade, and it's going to make darker colors easier to blend out later. And what I'm doing is I'm just applying this into the crease. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything because it is our transition shade. And kind of down into the outer corner of the eye as well. Okay, so now that I have that down, I am going to take Snakebite, which is the color that's actually right beside Suspect, and I am going to do the same thing. I'm just going to be using a slightly smaller brush, and that's just going to kind of add some dimension to the look. I'm using my E25 brush for this, and the same thing, the outer corner into the crease. By using a smaller brush and more controlled movements, you're going to create more dimension to the look rather than it just blending all together, and that could get a little bit muddy. This kind of keeps your colors separated still, but still blending them together. So now that I've done that, I'm going to deepen up the outer corner and crease area a little bit more. This time I'm going to go in with Busted, which is the darkest brown color in the palette. And I'm taking this on a E45 brush. So the E45 brush is, I don't know if you can see this here, it's a little bit tapered, and it's still a nice big fluffy blending brush, but because it's tapered you can get a little bit more control out of it. So I'm just kind of focusing on the outer V here, and then blending it into the crease once I have less product on my brush. And once I've got that on there, I'm actually going to go back in with my E35 brush that I used in the very beginning and blend that out. And then just because I want it a little bit deeper, I'm just going to do that exact same thing again with the same color. So I'm just deepening up the outer corner and then blending it out. Going back in with the E35. And blending. So once I've got that at the depth that I want, I'm going to go in and apply a color on my lid. So I'm going to be using the color YDK, which is this really pretty, it's really shimmery, still kind of a darker brown, so kind of still going with the darker kind of smoky eye look, but just adding some shimmer to it. So I'm going in with the E55 Sigma brush here, and just applying this all over the lid. So then I'm going to go back in for underneath the lid here, and I'm going to go back in with the dark Busted shade, and I'm going to be using my short shader, which is the E20 brush, and just bringing that right underneath the lash line in the outer corner. I'm bringing it about halfway in. I don't want to bring it all the way in because I am going to go in and blend this out as well. So So now I'm going to go in with my E30, which is a pencil brush, and then I'm going to go back in with Snakebite, which is the second color that we use, and I'm just going to use that to blend this out. Pretty sure I just poked myself in the eye with this pencil brush here. Now my right eye is wanting to water all over the place, which is fabulous. And then for the inner quarter highlight, I am going to be using the color Booty Call right here. And I'm just going to apply this right in the inner corner. And I'm using the eye shading brush for this, the same one we used for the lid color. So now that we've got that all done, we've already got a mascara on. We don't need to go in and apply mascara. What you can do though is if you feel like doing liner, you can go ahead and apply liner at this point. Personally, I find applying liner once you already have mascara on a little bit more difficult. So I'm just going to leave it. Instead, I'm going to go in and apply some false lashes. Again, this is not the normal process I would do this in. Normally, if I'm applying false lashes, I would go in and apply my lashes first and then kind of blend it together with using mascara. I'm going to be using the Ardell Fairies lashes. They're just really pretty, just kind of really light lashes. I normally don't really like these lashes personally. I don't know if it's just a function of them being old, but I feel like they've always done this. I find they always like to kind of lift in the inner corner. Doesn't really matter. It's always the inner or the outer corner. They'll lift somewhere. I hate it because these fairies, they're so pretty, but they don't stay on my face. Never, ever. If anyone else has that issue, tell me how you fix it. Just going and applying it at the center first, once the glue has gotten tacky. And then pulling it into the inner corner. Oh my god, my contact is going all weird, so I can't see. This would be a day where my lashes don't want to go on. This is the eye where it's going to be difficult. I don't know why. My lashes like to curl way more on this side than they do the other side. Oh my god, this is not happening. So now that I've got my lashes on, those were being a major pain in the butt. All that's really left to do is lips and highlighter. So I'm gonna actually do my highlighter first. What highlighter do I want to use today? I think I'm gonna go in with my Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle, and I'm going to grab a tapered highlighter brush, which is an F35 brush. All my brushes are Sigma. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I'm just applying that right on top of my cheekbone here, and then on my temples, down the center of my nose, on the top of my lip, and my chin. I like to go a little crazy with highlighter. I really like highlighter, like a lot. And then I actually go in as well and I take my small duo fiber brush and I just kind of blend that out a bit so it's not super crazy, but let's be serious. I still like it a little crazy. So for lips at this point you could basically do anything you really want. So I'm going to go in with a dark lip just because I feel like it'll look really pretty. I'm going to be using the Sephora Cream Lip Stain. I have no idea what color it is. It's the dark purple one. And before I go in and do that, I'm actually going to be using the Sephora... This is the Universal Lip Liner, and how this works is you don't actually apply it kind of right on your lips, you apply it right along the outside of your lip, and this is just going to help prevent this color from feathering or whatever for the night. And because like this has no color to it, so you don't have to worry about it being seen or anything. Before I go in and apply any sort of liquid lipstick, I like to go in with an EOS lip balm, and I put that on first. I find it just helps the liquid lipstick apply a lot nicer, and once it dries, it doesn't make your lips look all flaky or anything because they're nice and moisturized from the EOS lip balm. So I'm gonna go in, and I like to use the actual applicator. I don't use a lip brush when I'm applying liquid lipstick. That's just kind of personal preference for me. I found it works better for me. I've gotten used to it. So that's how I apply my liquid lipsticks. So I take it out of the tube and I kind of brush off any excess. And then I apply to the bottom lip first, and I realize I can't talk while I'm doing this. It's gonna be bad. Because I have the EOS on there, I can just kind of rub my lips together, and then I just kind of have to clean up the edges and fill it in a little bit more. Once it's had time to settle and dry a little bit, I actually like to go over it one last time just to deepen it up a bit. I really like this purple. It's got some shimmer to it. It's not just like a flat purple, it's got a little sparkle. Okay, so this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next by commenting down below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye!